Hello everyone. For this assignment, I assessed the organizational culture of a weekly small group that I am a part of. In the following slides, I will cover our current culture, our preferred culture, the group takeaways, and my personal takeaways from the OCAI assessment. My small group was started approximately 1 year ago when a couple of my friends who were reading Brene Brown's book, Daring Greatly, decided that the book would be a great thing to discuss as a group. And so several friends, females, decided to commit to a weekly 2-hour small group in which we could practice healthy vulnerability in the context of safe community. We've been meeting every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for many months, and we established group rules when the group first began, choosing to keep information shared confidential. Each meeting, we spend time doing what we call check-ins, which is an opportunity to fill everyone in on our week, the difficult things that may have happened, the exciting things that may have happened, and we spend the other half of the meeting digging into the book and discussing what we learned from various chapters. After discussing Daring Greatly, we have since moved on to a book called Rising Strong, also by Brene Brown. Within our group, 7 women between the ages of 24 and 32, all in various life stages. Some of us are married, some are single, some have children, and of course various personalities represented in the group as well. As one might imagine, a small group created in order to practice healthy vulnerability is likely going to have a heavy emphasis within the clan culture. So as we assessed our organizational culture, the numbers pointed to the clan culture most heavily, with 71.66% of the findings within that quadrant. Our group certainly operates as an extended family. Everyone is very committed to the group and very sad when they are not able to be there, sometimes even Skyping in for a session. We also share a lot of ourselves with one another, that being the point of the group overall. We did also find a mild emphasis in the adhocracy quadrant and the hierarchy quadrant, showing 17.5% in adhocracy and 10.83% in hierarchy. We take risks, which is something that you would find in the adhocracy in an adhocracy culture. And we also have structure, which I mentioned on the previous slide. We do have some group rules. We have structure each week, 8 to 10. We try not to go over as best we can. And we have kind of a breakdown of the check-in portion and the book portion each week. Again, being a small group focused on vulnerability and community, we did not find any presence of market culture. The group is not competitive, though there are occasional times in which people are interrupted. Generally speaking, our goal is to maintain really healthy connection and to honor each person as they're speaking and to honor each person's feelings and emotions as they communicate. Determining the preferred culture for our group was challenging, as most of the group members quickly determined that our preferred culture is our current culture. I did provide a bit of pushback on that as I was reading the book and recalled that or was reminded that it is important to pursue even small changes, and small changes can be very significant for organizational culture. So as we had this discussion and went to assess the preferred culture, the numbers pointed to just small improvements in hierarchy. I think as time has gone on with our small group, there are times when we have gotten away from structure, when I've seen maybe more interruptions or more distraction with cell phones, where we've gone over time. 10 p.m. we've carried on to maybe 10:15 or 10:30, and people have families and others to consider, and that's been an area of concern. So just some small changes. Clans still remaining very high at 70%, adhocracy just a little bit lower at 16.66, still maintaining 0% market, not wanting to be a competitive group, And again, just a small increase in hierarchy up to 13.33%. Though our group has not existed for a very long time, I think that this was an important experience for the group, a good chance to ask ourselves, what is our culture like, and is it how we want it to be? It was also important for the group to consider, how can we grow and change, even though we are happy with how things are going, what small improvements might we be able to make. We were certainly encouraged by the results. The group can only hope, a group like ours can only hope for a collaborative, clan-like culture, and that is what we found to be true, as we certainly desire our group to be one that is very safe and inviting for those involved. My personal takeaways after administering the OCAI assessment is that the OCAI is a great tool. Though I was not able to apply this assessment to my staff of RDs because we don't work during June and July, I think that using the OCAI to evaluate the culture of my staff would be a great thing to do. I might also consider applying it to my RA staff as well, allowing them to assess what is our culture like and where do we want it to move. I think I learned through this experience that it's important as a coach or a leader to push people toward change. It's easy to become complacent and to think that the way our culture is, or the way that we are as individuals, is good enough. But I think it's important that we always pursue even just small changes in our lives. I also learned that pieces of every culture are valuable. And although our group did not illustrate any of the market culture, I think that there are obviously advantages to a competitive culture at times. However, it's good to remember that that some groups will illustrate more cultures, certain cultures, more than other groups will. Overall, I appreciated this assignment. I appreciated my group allowing me to assess our culture, and I hope that the assessment will prove to be beneficial to us as we move forward in the future.